Just so you guys know, we went to Techstars for the startup incubator in the city for one day, and the one thing that kind of doesn't get reported about this is that these students did all this stuff on their vacation time. So they got up like an hour earlier than we normally do for school, got on the train, parents paid for everything, and they spent a whole day working in the city for startup companies when other kids were sleeping in until 10:30, 11 and eating cereal by the TV. These guys were building products for New York tech startups.
Yeah, sure.
We also went to Yodel in April, also on vacation, same deal. And the 8th graders who were involved spoke at the 140 conference, Long Island. I brought these guys here today, and I'll kind of open it up to questions. We still have a few minutes. If you guys have questions, we'd love to answer them. Megan, why don't you choose?
I'm curious, do you text or talk on the phone?
Do you text? Do you text or do you talk on the phone?
I would say I text more. I do call when I have to, but texting. when I have to, I will call, but usually I just text. It's easier and faster.
Anybody else want to jump in on that? Any people who hate texting up on the stage right now?
Anybody who what? Hate texting.
That was an LOL video. Okay, so next question.
What's your favorite social network? Facebook?
Don't be bashful, guys. Jump out. So far, I heard one answer.
Facebook, definitely.
Yeah, Facebook.
What other ones?
We use Twitter too.
What was the last thing you tweeted?
Take that one.
I think I tweeted, thanks for the cupcakes. Now we're on our way. We might be delayed a little, which we came a minute before we started. Yeah.
Do you trust Facebook?
Do you trust Facebook is the question. I think you're saying that you trust them with your personal information. And
Yeah, given their recent privacy issues, is that something that you're aware of or care about?
are you afraid they're going to share your personal info with, corporations or whoever?
I think as long as you keep whatever you write and your photos appropriate and things that you want others to see.
You have nothing to hide, you have nothing to
That's the
hide.
first time the word appropriate has gotten a round of applause, which is great. What else do we have? Questions?
Do you follow brands or like brands?
Do you follow brands on Facebook? Do you like brands?
Yeah, I do. I follow anything from like shoes or just any company that I like. Anything really.
Big on my rappers, Eminem, Lil Wayne. And then my singers, Lady Gaga. How would you?
Becky, you're in charge.
I'm a big Nike fan. I'll go on like Nike ID all the time. I own shoes. I just find that really fun. Like the design settings, like design your own stuff. Although it's quite expensive, but it's a lot of fun.
And we have a question from the VIP section, Gio.
Gio, what about so what do you think the future is going to look like? What can we learn from you about how that we're missing? What do you see happening?
What advice? What would you like to see the future of social media be? What can people learn from the things that you guys want, from how you use it that might be different than how we tell you to use it, or things like that?
Well, I think in the future we will learn how easy it is to contact certain things. Like what you could take from our skit that in the olden days that you really it was a lot harder to connect to businesses than it is now with Twitter. So that's what I think. Just easier to connect with your friends. No, I think pass that.
They email me because I'm part of the olden days crowd. So. Yeah, sorry, he asked if they email.
Do they let you use smartphones in class?
No.
No.
They should.
No.
We're not allowed.
But you're allowed when? You're allowed to use smartphones in class when?
Technology class, Mr. Haynes. When we were, at the end of the day, we went to Mr. Haynes to practice the skit that we did. We used our smartphones, whether we...
As long as you're a micro intern, you get to use it. Meg, you have to start pick something.
I know you can't see me, Mr. Haynes, but what is it like for you as a professor, teacher, teaching these kids?
It's a pleasure. I mean, what is it like teaching these kids, working with these kids? It's an absolute pleasure. I mean, I've never been around a group, and especially this grade. I don't know if any other grades at my school are watching. I'm going to get like eggs thrown at my car, but this is one of the most competent grades of students I've ever worked with. And some of the things that we did in 5th grade, we connected with schools in Oman and Pakistan, and we planted a tree. We had social networking from grade 5 with these guys, and they're competent, and I trust them. And it's a pleasure to work with kids you can trust.
Just going down the line, how old were you when you first went on the internet?
6.
I'd say probably like 4.
6, 4, Wes, how much? 7.
7 or 8.
6, 5.
7?
Well, as soon as my dad taught me how to play solitaire, probably about 5.
Questions? Pick quick.
Yeah, hurry, I'm running out of...
So regardless of what we are taught in class, have any students, and don't name names, but have any other students gotten in trouble for their use of social media, inappropriate use?
I know someone in my class a few years ago got in trouble with something they posted, no picture or anything, but just something they posted. They got some detention, they learned their lesson.
Do your parents monitor your internet usage, and if they do, how do you feel about it?
Do your parents monitor your internet usage, and if so, how do they feel about it?
How do you?
How do you feel about it?
Well, my parents do like monitor my internet, and I actually think it's a great thing that they do that because it keeps us on our toes, so we know not to do it. And I mean, we kind of deserve what we get if we do that.
Honest answer. Anybody else?
Like, for example, with Facebook, like, my parents weren't very happy with the idea of me getting an account, but, like, I have, like, all the privacy settings, and my mom got an account so she could monitor mine. So they are okay enough.
Yeah, that's good.
Do you own Blackberries or iPods?
Do you own Blackberries or iPods or iPhones?
That one. I got an iPhone. Chris over here, I lent it to him because I think he left his phone in the limo.
Yes.
That Lewin's mine right there. So.
How many, just show of hands, how many have a smartphone? How many have an iPod Touch? All right, it's just about 100% absorption. More questions? We still have a minute and a half.
Nothing.
He's scanning his apps to see if anything can pull him away from the audience of humans in front of him. Megan, pick somebody.
What tips do you have for us as parents?
What tips do you have for
Wow,
parents?
that's a good question.
Well, just, like, make sure you, like, monitor, like, their, like, social media accounts and stuff like that to make sure that they're safe.
I say if you're someone who checks your kids' Facebooks or social media networks, just keep doing it. And also make sure before they use it that there is a privacy setting because you don't want anything getting out there, ruining a reputation for a family, anything like that. I also have something to add. A question about when did we first go on the internet and stuff? I think it shows you that the new generation of kids today are a lot more like they're a lot more like they
social media and like technology and stuff. And you know, some of us went on at a really young age, and I've been using it for like as long as I can remember. And you know, it's really cool.
Remember.
13.
All right, so I think that's about our cue. All right, so I just want to say thank you again to Jeff.